Welcome to the e-tutorial on the Avery Index to Architectural Periodicals, or for short, Avery Index. We will go through a few examples to show you how searching in this database from EBSCO works. There are currently over 638,000 entries in the database, and new entries are added daily and updated over the database weekly. These entries include journals, journal articles, interviews, book reviews, and museum and exhibition catalogs. In addition, the database includes an index of significant architects. You can search with both German and English search terms. The subjects covered in the database include architecture, architectural history, archaeology, structural design, residential construction, historic preservation, interior design, landscape architecture, and city planning. One unique feature of the database is that 80% of the entries originate outside of the United States, and 60% of the publications are in a non-English language. Another tip: 75% of the journals included in the database cannot be found in any other database. Please note, the database is accessible only via the university network. You can reach the Avery Index via the homepage of the University Library. Once you're there, click on Research, and then under Subject, click on Architecture. Under the list of databases, you'll find a link to the Avery Index. Click on the link and then on To Database. A tip: if you're having problems accessing the database, try deleting your browser cache. When you pull up the database, you arrive first at the Advanced Search. To change the language to English, go to My EBSCO in the upper right-hand corner and click on My Preferences. Here, you can change the language to English. Click Save, and the language is already switched to English. Click on the EBSCO host logo in the upper left-hand corner to return to the Advanced Search. As our first example, we will search with the German term Kindertagesstätte. As soon as you type in a search term, a drop-down menu with an index of related terms appears, from which you can choose your preferred search terms. This way, you can see which terms are likely to bring up the most results. The default setting is a search of all fields. To the right, next to the search bar, you can limit your search to certain fields. If you find that the number of results is too low, you can easily expand your search. Under Advanced Search, you can use the Boolean operators and, or, and not to include synonyms and English language terms directly in your search. By combining various terms into one search, you can increase the number of your results considerably. Underneath the search bar, you can find more ways to adjust or limit your search. Next, we will search for the Dutch architect Rem Koolhaas. In addition to the search via all fields, the database offers other functions. You can also search for a person, either as an author or as the person of interest. Both search requests can be linked via Boolean operators and therefore lead to more results. Because this is an international database, it can make sense to use the so-called subject's authority. You can find this function on the left side under Research Tools. The subject's authority contains multiple thesauruses, that is, collections of thematically related words. You can use this function to search for certain keywords. Simply type in a search term, and then click on the checkbox for the keywords you would like to search for. Then click on Add to Search and submit your search query again. When you use the Subject's Authority function, you can maximize your search results. In order to limit your search results, you can use the features listed under All Filters directly under the search bar. Here, you can limit your search according to publication date, type of source, subject, language, and more. In addition, you can also limit your search to only peer-reviewed journals. You can check off one or more items at the same time. In the middle of the page, you can find the abbreviated listings of the entries. Above them, you can click on the button Relevance to sort the results by relevance or by publication date. You can also change your view of the results with the button Show. If you go to other search functions, you'll find that you can save your search. Here, you can also set up an alert for the search. You can also save entries that are interesting to you with the Save function, and then later take a closer look at them or export them. You can also set up a free account so that your saved search results remain saved for your next visit to the database. In addition, you can save individual entries or add them to your projects. Please note that when you set up your own account, personal data like your name and email address are shared with the service provider. However, you can use the database anonymously without sharing your personal data via the university network. Back to the search field and more tips for searching the database. The German search term Architektur Köln shows that search terms containing umlauts can be entered normally. For this search, we get 11 results. Please note that the number of results can change as the database is updated. The database also allows you to use placeholders and truncation symbols. You can use these to search for various spellings or different word endings at the same time. For example, the search term Architect *Berlin gives you 692 results. The list of results shows entries that contain the word stem Architekt, but that have different endings, like Architektin, Architektur, Architekt, Architektin, and Architekturbüro. The asterisk then, as a symbol, replaces any number of letters. In addition to truncation, you can also use masking. With masking, exactly one letter is replaced. The masking symbol is the question mark. Masking is particularly helpful when you are not sure how a term is spelled, or if you would like to search for multiple spellings of a term at the same time. Architect **Berlin delivers results for the word stem Architekt spelled with both a C and with a K. This search term with both truncation and masking gives you 1,970 results. The database Avery Index offers an additional way to mask terms that you can't find in most databases. With the hashtag symbol, you can replace optional letters, so it can be particularly helpful when searching for terms that are spelled differently in British and American English. For example, with the search term color #R, you get results for the American color as well as the British color. Another tip: it is not allowed to use masking and truncation symbols as the first symbol in a search term. And finally, you can find more tips for your search and help with the database under the button Help to the left under Research Tools. Now, back to RIM Koolhaas. We will search for the title RIM to the Rescue or Not. Directly under the entry listing, you find a drop-down menu under Access Options, where the full text is available as a PDF. This is, however, rather unusual. The database Avery Index contains only a few entries that are directly available in the database as full texts. For most of the entries, you can see only the reference source. If you have multiple results listed, you can also limit your results to the ones with full text available. To do this, you can go to All Filters under the search bar. Under Linked Full Text, you can limit your results to only those with full texts available. You can also reach this function via the Advanced Search. If there are no entries with full texts included in your results, it's worth it to take a look at the full entry. Next, we will go through what you find here in the full entry. Here, you can see more information about the source. For example, language, author, source, place of publication, publication date, and relevant people, as well as a short abstract. In addition, you can find the relevant key words. Here, you can see that they are hyperlinked in blue. If you click on a key word, new search results with further entries pop up. The titles showed here contain the same key words. With just one click, you can check the availability of the source. That is, whether you can access the full text via the University Library website, or can find it in print form in the library. Simply click on the link Full Text Suche in the drop-down menu under Access Options. A new window will open. There, you can see if the article is available as a full text. Tip: if it's not possible to check the availability of a source via the database, you can use the library website to check its availability. Here, you can see whether the library has the source in its holdings. Then, you can check out the relevant issue of the journal and either copy or scan the article. If the library does not have the journal in its holdings, you can order the article from another library using interlibrary loan. As mentioned before, you can save sources that are interesting to you using the Save function, and then later take a closer look at them or export them. In order to take advantage of this function, you need to be logged in with My EBSCO host. When you create your password, please make sure that you follow the password requirements exactly. Once you've created your account, you can click on the button Saved under My Dashboard to see all the sources that you have saved, both searches and sources. In addition, you can create a custom folder, a so-called project. You can name each project as you like. On the upper right side under Tools, you'll find the options for export and further processing. You can cite titles, send them via email, or download them, either all titles in the list or only certain ones. If you would like to cite a title, first choose your preferred citation style. You can either copy the citations or export them. Please choose the RIS format to upload the citations in reference management programs like Citavi, EndNote, or Zotero. If you would like to export a title, click on the Download button. You can download titles in the following formats: PDF, Microsoft Word, CSV, BibTeX, Mark 21, or XML. If you have further questions, you can also reach out to our subject specialist in the architecture department. You can find the contact info for the subject specialists on our homepage under My Subject.